Hello everyone, my name's Terry Yarbrough. I haven't put a video on this channel in a long time because I gained my weight back. I gained it back royally. Um, but I have found the solution to it, and I wanted to be one of the first people on YouTube to have a weight loss channel based on what I'm doing, and I will be the first one as far as I know. So my name's Terry Yarbrough. Um, I have struggled with my weight my entire life. Okay. I was a fat kid, fat teenager, fat adult, fat my whole life. I did have periods of slimming down because I'd go on a low fat diet or I'd do a starvation diet or something. Um, Most recently, when I was 40, I fasted 100 pounds off, got down to abs. Appetite went through the roof. Don't know why, gained it back. Okay. Um, I thought, well, maybe I was eating too little calories. So in this last 2 years, I fasted back down to about 100 and 190, 180 pounds, back down to abs. And that's when I made the videos previous on this channel. It was right as I was beginning to notice my appetite increasing, and it didn't stop increasing. It kept increasing until I gained back to the upper weight was 286, morbidly obese. Um, Come to find out, um, intermittent fasting is a great tool and everything, but I was missing something. I always said, why? Why does my appetite increase so much? Why doesn't it stay like that and I can just stay the same weight? And I was missing something. People always criticize fat people and say, why don't they just eat less? Fat people do eat more. But I've always asked the question, why do they eat more? Why is that? The world says because they're fat slobs, but that's not true. That's absolutely not true. So obesity was actually cured in 2003. Scientific studies came out. A paper was published in 2003 from Oxford scientists, from studies that they'd been doing since the 80s and up into that time, which basically outlined exactly why people not are just fat, but people have insatiable appetites, and it was cured. Unfortunately, it was suppressed. Their paper was delayed and suppressed due to ego. The other nutritional scientists didn't want, they felt like their ego was hurt because these bug scientists, these biologists made the discovery, and that the nutritionists or whoever missed it. So they delayed the publishing of their paper, but it's finally published. Uh, it's called the protein leverage hypothesis. It's no longer a hypothesis. It's a accepted standard thing now. It's been proven. Um, and it's not a fad diet. It's not the new low carb. It's nothing low carb. It's no low fat. They never cut out a macro of food, a protein, carb, or fat. They don't cut that out. That's not the point. So it was suppressed though. The discovery of the obesity cure was suppressed because in 2005, the GLP-1 drugs had come out. And Big Pharma wanted to make sure people use the GLP drugs and not actually find out about the cure, the solution to it. So now this isn't a fad diet. Again, this is Oxford research scientists over years that came up with this discovery. This is a breakthrough in human nutrition. So what is it? Well, the book that they put out, which I've read 3 times, is called Eat Like an Animal. And I'll put a screenshot up of the cover here. And you can get the researchers' names. I can't remember, something Simpson. I need to remember their names because they changed my life. But basically, they discovered that most of the creatures on the planet, most animals and insects and slime molds and everything has a protein target that it's shooting for. when it eats every day, it's got a protein target. And if you're eating a high protein food source, then you'll consume less calories, because when you hit that protein target, your appetite kind of goes away. Not just kind of goes away, it does. You have other appetites, but they're usually satisfied while you're trying to get to that protein. Anyway, so if you eat a high protein diet, then you'll satisfy that need lower and you'll consume less calories. If you're eating a diet that is deficient in proteins, then you will eat the bad food that's low in proteins until you still hit that target protein amount. You're going to get it either way, but you're going to end up consuming thousands of calories more than you would have otherwise. So the researchers were interested in explaining and discovering why in industrialized worlds and in the Western world, people are getting fatter and fatter and fatter. And the reason is they discovered and proved that it's because protein is expensive, and food manufacturers eliminate protein from the foods and replace it with carbs and fats. And so by dropping the amount of protein down in processed foods, just a few percentage points even, will result in many, many extra calories being consumed daily, because you have an ancient, evolved protein appetite that drives you to keep eating until you hit that protein amount. So if you're eating processed foods and stuff that's had the protein removed from it, you're going to eat and 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 eat. Have you ever got through eating for the day and you go to the refrigerator at night and going, what's in here? I gotta have a cake or something? That is your protein appetite. Now there's foods that are called protein decoys, like savory tasting chips, pizza. These are protein decoys because they'll sprinkle a little bit of protein on top, but it's not what you need. So there's a mathematical formula to determine what your target protein should be for the day that they give in their book. I won't go into it in this video, but I'll outline it in the next video. And when I did the formula myself, it turns out that I need 3.5 chicken breasts a day to hit my target. And I've never ate that much meat in a day other than trying some ridiculous low carb diet, which you can't maintain. Because not only do you have a protein appetite, you have actually 5 appetites. You have protein, carbs, fats, salt, and calcium. And so if you deny any of these appetites long enough, they will become crazy strong. So the protein's the one that's the boss though. But you'll satisfy your carbs when you're eating your food with the proteins. And the fats will come along with the proteins generally too, or with the side dish. So what do? You eat protein to your amount, and you eat good starches, good carbs, like complex carbs, like potatoes, rice, beans, corn, fruits, and vegetables. For me personally, it's not outlined in the book, but for me, I cut bread out because bread is calorically dense. And I've had amazing results. I've been doing it almost 2 weeks now, or 3 weeks. I have my heaviest weight when I started this was 284. I'm down to 268.8 as of this morning. And that's without even trying. My appetite stops. My air just cut on, so I'm sorry for the noise. But so when you eat enough protein, you have L cells in your digestive system that sense the protein. And when you've had enough, it releases GLP-1 and other hormones to make you stop eating. That's why GLP-1 is like a treatment for this, but you could just eat your target protein and your body will make the GLP-1 for free. And that's why they suppress this. You can't eat less than that, just a few percentage points less than that in protein, and it doesn't work. You'll be hungry all day, you'll be starving. So yeah, GLP-1 they found in fat people when they eat, the GLP-1 wouldn't be released in their system to the right amount. And skinny people, when they eat, it does. There's a reason for that. Skinny people have a lower protein target. The bigger you are, either fat or muscle, taller, whatever, the bigger body you have, the higher your protein target's going to be. So as you undereat protein and overeat everything else to get that protein, you gain weight. And as you gain weight, your protein target increases, your appetite increases, and your weight gain will never stop as long as you're undereating your protein. It's just as simple as it gets. So people can gain 600 pounds because they're undereating their protein nonstop. So anyway, I'm gonna try to keep this video short. It's a 10-minute video already, I'm sorry. But I'm gonna make weekly videos, usually coming out on Fridays and Saturdays. And just thanks and subscribe. I'm gonna put up, when I reach my goal weight, I'm gonna put up my pictures, my before and after pictures in a montage together. I've seen people do it. I'm finally gonna do it this time. But anyway, like and follow, subscribe, join me on this journey. Get the book and get on this diet too. It's not a diet, it's not a fad. This is a strategy for eating normal, regular food, okay? And makes your appetite go away. You'll be like a skinny person, walk around like, oh, I've had enough, I'm done. Now your appetite will work right. Now your satiety signals is finally going to work like all these other people's work. You can do this.